Welcome back. We're back with the 5150 build. Grabbing a little screwdriver, because the first thing we're going to do before we do too much on this is secure the motherboard down to the case. Let's see if this screw works. This board has two screw holes. One is down here by the front of the board. Right there. Where my finger is, where you saw me put that screw in. And the other one is all the way up here by the power connector and the power supply. And the keyboard and cassette port connections. Oh, gotta love a magnetic tip screwdriver. I think that's a coarse threaded screw. All right, get out of there. We'll just try a different screw. Like a dream. Before we do anything, I wanted to turn it on and make sure nothing is shorted or whatnot. I found an appropriate PC speaker with a little mounting hardware. It goes right here and doesn't want to stay. That's all right, we'll find something to do with that. Connect him right here. If I don't have that backwards. Okay, get on there. There we go. There's these little clips. It looks like they are squished all the way in. I'm going to take this little screwdriver and try to part those. Or perhaps stab myself in the hand with a screwdriver. Just need them to stick out a little bit so that they can hold onto the case. There's one of them spread out a little bit. I'm not sure you can see that very well there, but the second one is a little more compressed than that first one. But we'll separate him all the same. Decompress it. Hopefully it works. this side is really compressed together. There we go. Then we'll plug this in here. Perfect. Bend that down there. Now we should hear it beep when we get the computer on, because it will still have all those error messages. Well, that is concerning. Give it one more go. Just a series of long beeps. Maybe my screws have something to do with it. We'll take those out and try him again, because nothing else has changed since the last video. That's definitely something to do with it. Error message is a little different. 4098 and all the rest. And it went to basic. Okay. I have one long card that's going to go in here, and this has one bracket here on the side meant for long cards. So I'm trying to move this bracket. That the front end of the card will slide into. It's this guy. The card will slide right down the middle there and hold it secure. We'll move it here on the end, because that's where I plan to have the card. It just snaps in like so. And that card I plan to use is the 6-pack plus. I believe I have the dip switches already set for what we plan to do with this. Let's put a battery in there. The original size battery that this thing used was a 23. I don't remember. A little bigger than a 2032. 2325 maybe. But I don't have any of those, but I do have 2032s. We're going to stick that in that slot. Should pop right in there. Be nearly the same size. It fits snug. It does have a little wiggle room, but I think it'll be just fine. All right, we'll line this up, put it in the groove on that edge connector. We'll slide it down into place. And we'll power him on again to make sure he's still going. Sounds like he's working. Looks like he's working. I'm sorry you guys can't see the screen. Now we just have a 301 and a 601 error. The others went away. That's good news. Let's power him back down. And we'll try the next card. That will be this floppy controller card. We're going to put him right here. In the middle slot. And let me find a boot disk and a floppy cable, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Found a floppy cable. You want to make sure that the polarity is right on connecting this to your controller card. This just has an edge connection. Most I/O cards will have the pin header, but this is a bit older than that. I'm not able to see which is pin 1 on this. Oh, it is marked on the top of the card. And this red or pink, fuchsia, whatever color it is, has to go towards pin 1. This also has a split in the edge connection that there is a division on the cable that will fit into that. So it can really only go in there one way. Just like so. I'm going to see if I can't put this drive here on the end. Like so. He's a little dusty. He'll be all right, I'm sure. And for this being drive A, we want to use a connector past the twist. And pin 1 is on the far side on this drive, so that will slide on just like so. That may be a little precarious. Change of mind. We're going to put this in this first slot. Maybe. There we go. And again, That's better. The drive is going to need power. Its power connection is right here, and it's aimed straight down. This drive, the 5-volt rail is going toward the outside of the drive, so that's where the red wire needs to be facing, I believe. Let's pop the drive out and find out. It is keyed to go on this way, so I told you wrong. All right. That's connected. And that was dumb, but that's okay. We will put him right here for right now, just to make sure that he works. Like so. There we go. It's a little breadboardy, but we're going to test the drive with this. Appears to be the only 360K boot disk that I have that I know works. Looks like it's from Wise Systems. It's an MS-DOS 3.1 system diskette with MS-DOS system and utilities. It says version 1.05, Wise Technology 1985-1986, and Microsoft Corporation 1982 through 1986. Pop that in the drive, close the lid, and turn it back on. He's as noisy as ever. I'm going to let you guys see the screen. I'll move the camera. The last video attempt to show a video output was a complete failure. And I had to plug in a keyboard anyway. I'm using one of these. It's a PS2 to XT keyboard adapter. Allows you to use a PS2 keyboard on an XT or XT class machine like this guy. Alright, I have the floppy drive set up here. Disk is in the drive. Cable's connected, power's connected. Let's turn him on and see what happens. Hopefully you guys can see the screen too. In fact, I'll move it up so you guys can see that a little better. Still beeping like it has an error. Ooh, Vizio. It's my TV. It's a TV with a VGA input. We have a blinking cursor up there. Let's help the lighting situation a little. There, you can see the screen better that way. It displayed no error codes. I/O system version 1.05. I'm not sure what that means. Something from Wise, I'm sure. Enter new date. Enter new time. It boots. And the floppy drive works. Or at least works well enough to pull up a directory listing. Alright, we know that works. Let's get this floppy drive mounted. I'm going to change the camera again. Alright. To not risk damaging anything, I'm taking the disk out of the drive. Put it back in his sleeve. It's a matching sleeve. Also says Wise on the bottom there. Pretty stiff paper sleeve there. We'll put that aside. Disconnect the data cable. Disconnect the power supply. Then put this drive in his spot. Like so. We'll plug in the, doing this by feel. Alright, time to put my eyes on it. Alright, he's connected. We'll plug this cable in, like so. Get him down there. And we'll slide that all the way in. Now let's make sure it continues to boot with that card in, with the drive mounted. Put the disk back in the drive. Power him on. He's going to beep at us. Just like that. Maybe from where you are you can see the... No, let's move the camera up where you can see the screen again. He works, but he's certainly not fast. I don't know if you can hear that drive going. All right. I wonder if this has a mem command. Apparently not. Lightpen.exe? I'm not sure if the memory on this card is active or not. We will worry about that in a moment. Next, let's power this machine down, and I'll reposition you guys again. How about that smooth camera movement? Yeah, right. He's powered down. I'm going to put this serial parallel card, which I believe was new old stock. I'll slide him into place right over here. And just because I'm feeling froggy, we'll put the hard drive controller card, this Western Digital guy, into the very last available slot. Just like so. He just kind of hangs loose there, I guess. We'll turn him on again. He's still beeping. But it's not acting any different with either card in there, so I hope they work. Let's get you guys moved back up here. $17.01. You know, that's a particular error message, or that's a Star Trek reference. Either one wouldn't surprise me on a machine, on this machine. But he booted. Let's power him back down. This hard drive controller card would be pretty meaningless without a hard drive to put on it. And with that in mind, I have the cables. This MFM type drive needs two different cables. One, this narrow cable, which will, you know, mind your polarity. Red goes to pin 1, and it is labeled on this card. Pop him in there. And the same goes for this drive cable. Like floppies, it too has a twist for drive A. You can see that there. It says HDD for hard disk drive A. There we go. We're all connected there. Then we will gently lower this back down into his slot. maybe. There we go. Then we will take this rather heavy IMI drive. Slide him in a bit. We will get another. We'll get you where you see where I'm doing. See what I am doing. Got a power connection. He goes right there. This cable right in like that. Have to be mindful of your polarities. Plug him in like so. Now, I haven't been able to read anything off of this hard drive on any system I've had so far. It may need to be low leveled on this controller card. But we will boot the machine at least to make sure that the power supply can take the load of this hard drive and everything else in the system. Oh, listen to that drive. Swing you back to the screen. $17.01 again. But it boots right up. We'll see if FDisk does anything for us. It probably won't. No fixed disks present. I didn't think that was going to work. I'm going to leave this video off here. I thank you for joining me on this adventure. We will have a part 3 where I attempt to use a debug command for this Western Digital card to get this drive working. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.